As we discussed in the previous module, the authorized agent of a political entity is responsible for ensuring that contributions are in accordance with the rules of the Canada Elections Act. If the political entity receives an ineligible contribution, it has to be returned to the contributor or remitted to Elections Canada payable to the Receiver General for Canada. However, before returning an ineligible contribution, the agent has to verify if the contribution was used because that determines the way it has to be dealt with. For monetary contributions, used means the money was spent and the bank account balance dipped below the ineligible amount at any time after the contribution was deposited. For non-monetary contributions, it means the property or service was used. Let's look at a few basic scenarios illustrating how to return or remit ineligible contributions. A political entity might receive a contribution and realize it is ineligible only after it has been deposited into the bank account and entered into the records. As a first scenario, it is possible that the contribution has not been used, meaning the bank account balance has not dipped below the ineligible amount since the deposit was made. In this case, the agent has to return the ineligible amount to the contributor within 30 days of becoming aware that it is ineligible. As a second scenario, it is possible that the contribution was used because the bank account balance dipped below the ineligible amount after the contribution was deposited. The agent has to send a check for the ineligible amount to Elections Canada, payable to the Receiver General for Canada. As a third scenario, a political entity might realize a contribution is ineligible right away and not deposit it into the bank account. The agent simply has to return that contribution to the contributor within 30 days of becoming aware that it is ineligible. No reporting is required. The process of returning or remitting contributions also applies to ineligible non-monetary contributions. If the non-monetary contribution is unused, it has to be returned to the contributor within 30 days of the agent becoming aware of the ineligibility. On the other hand, if the non-monetary contribution was used, the agent has to send an amount equal to the commercial value of the property or service to Elections Canada payable to the Receiver General for Canada. For example, a self-employed graphic designer makes a non-monetary contribution by designing a pamphlet for a nomination contestant's campaign for free. The graphic designer would normally charge $500 for this type of work. However, the graphic designer already provided a loan up to the limit to the contestant's campaign, which has not been repaid. The non-monetary contribution is ineligible because it is over the limit, but the work has been completed, so the contribution was used. As a result, the nomination contestant's financial agent must send a check for $500 to Elections Canada, payable to the Receiver General for Canada within 30 days. Political entities must report returned contributions in their annual financial returns. To learn more, please take a look at our other modules and resources.